Just skip Miss
Just
entirely.
skip it.
Absolutely. That was, I think, it's funny. I think the storyline would be exactly where it was with no changes if Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria hadn't happened. Same thing with Warlords of Draenor, even. Like, like, Wrath of the Lich King and then Legion, there would be no difference at all, to be honest.
What was Warlords of Draenor?
Warlords of Draenor was after... Yeah, okay, so after Wrath of the Lich King... Not Wrath of the Lich King. After Mists of Pandaria, it was all about, like, Garrosh becoming power mad with some relics that he found in Pandaria that were, like, tied to an old god. So then he was bad and everyone hated him, so then the two factions joined together to attack Orgrimmar because he basically kicked everyone but the goblins and orcs out.
Oh,
yeah,
Greenskin's best.
he tried to get Vol'jin killed and stuff.
Oh, alright, what a dick.
So we attack Orgrimmar, we kick him out, and then he's like held on trial for war crimes by the panda people.
Okay.
Yeah. And this all happens in books outside of the game, so you would never know about it unless you heard people talk about it. So it's good.
Oh.
And then it goes straight into the next expansion, where the situation with that is that one of the bronze dragons breaks him out of jail, takes him into the past for some reason, where he kills the bronze dragon, goes to his clans, goes to the orc clans as they're being fed demon blood by Gul'dan, and he's like, don't do this. And they're like, okay. And they imprison Gul'dan, and they become the Horde anyway, but without demon influence. So it's the Iron Horde instead of the regular Horde. And they just invade Azeroth as they normally would have without demon powers, and instead they have goblin tech. So you have to go into a different timeline in Draenor before it exploded to attack the Horde. But in the process, you have to free Gul'dan because he's powering the Dark Portal. And then you defeat the Horde, and Garrosh gets killed in a cutscene by Thrall. So you have no say in the matter at all. And then Gul'dan feeds them demon blood anyway. They create Hellfire Citadel, but it's worse than it used to be. Because it's even more powerful with demons and stuff. And then you have to fight through Hellfire Citadel as a raid. And at the end of it, it's, you know how they did the kill Jaden thing at the end of Sunwell? They did that, They did that with Archimonde in Hellfire Citadel. And you have to fight Archimonde, and then you defeat Archimonde, and because you go, in the mythic version, you go into the Nether to defeat him, he's dead forever. And with the last of his power, he hurls Gul'dan into your timeline. And he lands on Azeroth. And he goes into the Tomb of Sargeras to open it up. And then... and then you think I'm making it up, don't you?
I think you
and
are.
you go into the... He flings him with the last of his power into the Tomb of Sargeras in Azeroth, and he frees something. He frees some demonic power. He uses it to enslave a bunch of offshoot night elves that are called the Nightborn that were hiding out in their shielded city for 10,000 years on the Broken Isles.
Oh, fair enough.
And he takes over that civilization with demons, and they use the Night Well to summon Kil'jaeden. And then that goes into Legion, where you have to defeat the Nightborn and Gul'dan and stop Kil'jaeden, but instead they get Illidan. And that's the expansions from Mists of Pandaria into Legion. So you could have skipped all of it. You could have skipped all of it and just started with the Legion are invading in Legion.
You really could have, because
there would have been no difference in the story.
We're back to, literally, it's all like back to square one, basically. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think the expansion, I think Blizzard totally messed up the expansion order.